Vira mortal, ela vira mortal de boca
Man up and lose the gloves? There's a reason every good lifter uses gloves. And the more I become a gym rat, the more I understand that reason. Not only do they protect you from the pointy surfaces of the weights.
Ugh! Bro's using lifting gloves. Estrogen detected. Opinion rejected. What a beta male. Be a real man. Ditch the glove. Do your bicep curls raw. Also, make sure to film nutrition videos in a busy supermarket with your shirt off in public. Ego lifting is how you get big. Ugh. Duh. Bah. My grip strength.
But they also allow you to have a much better grip. Using gloves, you can avoid blisters and calluses on your hands.
Unfortunately, lifting gloves don't actually increase your grip strength. I had them when I was a beginner, when I was a weak soy boy full of estrogen, before I became a man and started the carnivore diet to increase my test. This is Kaya Mintz. He's a gaming streamer and he makes a bunch of gym content. So I thought for today's video we would react to some of his gym content.
Do bench next. I know single rep PRs are pretty much just an ego number, but I would still like to start going for them more often just to gauge my progress. My bench press PR is nowhere near what I'd like it to be.
No. This is all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. When you bench, retract your scapula, depress your shoulders. This will create a small natural arch on your back. Go all the way down, touch the bar to your chest, and then explode back up. He's not touching the bar to his chest. That 85 pounds did not count. A lot of you are probably making fun of him in the comment section. Benches less than a 13-year-old. Has 5 cups of G Fuel a day. Puts G Fuel in everything. Sleeps with his bestie and doesn't like the taste of water. And he calls himself a gym rat. What kind of machine is this? It's like a 3D Smith machine. Real men use free weights. Form is Rizzy. Your max is my warm-up. I'm 14 and I do 225-pound deadlift. No, you don't. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Most people online who say they can bench press 200 kilos on their first day at the gym, most of them are lying. His deadlift's form is a bit dodgy. I don't know why he's shrugging the weight.
You should never do more than one set in the gym, as one set until complete failure is the most optimal for muscle growth.
Oh, for fuck's sake, good lord. Oh, you should never do more than one set because Mike Mensa and Dorian Yates didn't, and they were jacked. I could probably name like a bajillion different bodybuilders who did more than one set per week and were more jacked. Determining the quality of someone's information based on how jacked they are is not a good idea because genetics are a massive factor in how big you can get. I could train exactly the same as Mike Mensa, take the exact same steroids. Because my genetics are worse, I would not end up as big as Mike Mensa. Most studies indicate that yes, one set per week can make noticeable gains. However, you will make far more gains doing a lot more volume than that. I personally aim for roughly 6 sets per session, maybe 8 to 12 depending on the body part. I think that's a good spot for most people, and I would experiment. Some people might respond better to 15 sets per week and get more growth that way. Some people might respond better to 6 sets per week and get more growth that way. Start low, build up over time, see if you can recover from it, and move on from there.
Do barbell bench, it's harder. Both exercises primarily focus on chest, shoulders, and triceps, so I'd argue that barbell bench isn't much harder than regular bench on the Smith machine.
Barbell bench press is harder. You can't typically lift as much weight because it's slightly less stable. On a pure hypertrophy standpoint, the Smith machine is just as good as the free weight barbell.
The only real advantage I get from my Smith is I'm currently recovering
What the
from
fuck is he doing? He's on a random bench and he's bench pressing an easy curl bar, which I guess can work. The thing is, his Smith machine is not a normal Smith machine. It's one of those like 3D Smith machines because it moves freely in space. It's basically the exact same thing as a regular barbell. There's no advantage to it other than if you fail on this machine, you're dead. With a barbell, usually there's safety bars, you can let it drop. Here, if you unrack it, you won't be able to unrack it immediately because the barbell is a meter in front of the safety rack. So you're just gonna die.
Day 6 of doing a pull-up for every 1,000 followers.
Alright, let's say his pull-up form.
This time I wanted to change it up a little bit. So for every 5 to 10 pull-ups, I'll be changing my grip to get that really deep feeling all over my body.
11 pull-ups in a row is pretty darn impressive. I think the best I've ever done with decent form was roughly 17 pull-ups. 11 pull-ups is pretty darn good, I would say. Oh no.
Gym for a year and still no gain?
It's a JacksFit clone. Gymming for a year and still no gains. Oh, look at that sleeper build, bro. He's got a real nasty sleeper build. As someone who actually has a sleeper build, I will say that, yeah, he has some muscle.
Arnold always emphasized that mind-muscle connection, and now I really understand what he meant. I bought an actual gym membership. This is the first time I get can hit very specific muscle groups very directly.
Honestly, his form on all 3 of those exercises is quite good. He's controlling the centric, using a full range of motion. He's doing everything, folks. So it looks like this video, I believe, is only a day old. It's a lot newer than his other videos. He kind of made a bunch of gym videos and then stopped making them at some point. Looks like he's back on the gym grind. But that is the end of this video right here, folks. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.
I hate people who cook for themselves.
What kind of
Recently,
ugly
I've been
shot
getting
was that,
all of my
bro?
food.
Oh my god. Oh, that made me sick. Hopefully the next video by the gaming streamer turned gym bro Kaya Mintz is a lot better than that video.
I hate people who are fat. Because
Bro,
when I see one out
what did
in
they do to you
public,
for?
it makes me feel disgusting.
Why?
But
What did they
there's
do
a
to
good
you?
reason for that. I have always been fat
Oh,
myself.
that's squad
I'm
form.
6
Oh my
foot
God.
2, 180 pounds, and
fat
have wanted
before?
to become lean for
You are not
years.
6 foot
My
2.
goal.
Nah, bro. Nah, this is ridiculous. This is actually ridiculous. The rage bait. First of all, you're not 6 foot 2. Second of all, you have never been 180 pounds in your entire life. Kaya Mintz, if you don't know, is a streamer and content creator who has started making a lot of gym videos. So now we're going to go through some of his gym advice and to see if it's good or if it's bad and what he can maybe improve on with his training. So let's get started.
Not the kettlebells. People vastly underestimate just how good kettlebells can actually be.
There's nothing special about a kettlebell versus a dumbbell. The only difference is that all the weight's in one big clump at the bottom. And then there's an overly large handle when the kettlebell gets even remotely heavy, making it really hard to lift. They're less versatile than dumbbells and at most do the same things. The only exercises I can think of that kettlebells can do better than a dumbbell is maybe a kettlebell swing.
I've seen people like David Goggins get some crazy intense volume done with them, yet I've always heard that they are not viable for training.
Hold on. I don't watch these videos before I film, by the way. I watch the intros to see if they'll be good for the YouTube video, and then I watch them live. And I saw the first comment, oh, well, bird is the word. And I was really confused. I didn't understand why the comment was there, but now I do. He's doing an alternating front raise. It works. It's a fine movement. It's a bit awkward, and front raises in and of themselves are completely a waste of time because your shoulder has 3 heads. Front delt, side delt, rear delt right there. The front delt is hitting all of your pushing movements. Because of that, isolating it usually just leads to junk volume, and there's better ways to allocate your time. You're better off simply raising to the side to hit your side delt, which provides that round look.
The full body engagement and metabolic demands are just unmatched compared to traditional weights for certain
The
exercises.
full body
Not to mention the
engagement
functional
and
movement
metabolic
patterns for overall
demands are unmatched compared to traditional weights for certain exercises. Next video. I'm already pissed, folks.
Updated max bench. A 1 rep max is something I haven't done in a few months now, so I'm not sure if I'll be as strong as I was before. I went through a really bad wrist injury that was making me question my abilities.
Oh my god. I posted a community post on this channel asking, what do you think my max bench is? And a quarter of you said that it was under 60 kilos. Go on my Instagram right now, in the description, my Instagram handle is there. Click it, go to the Reels section. There's a video from 6 months ago where I bench almost double that.
And soon enough, I actually hit my all-time bench PR while not even training bench like I used to. I'll be rehabilitating my wrist in the coming weeks to try to come back stronger and push myself.
Okay, so the 135 pound bench did not count, and that 155 pound bench also didn't count, because if you have to hip thrust the weight up, get the weight up, then no, that doesn't count. Most powerlifters agree that in order for a bench press to count, the bar has to touch your chest and you have to keep your ass on the seat. Keep your ass on the seat when you bench. That 155 pounds, not only did it not count, but the Smith machine bar weighs less than the free weight bar, so that's actually less than 155 pounds. Honestly though, this is not a horrendous bench if you don't have very good genetics, but I do reckon he could have achieved more if he was lifting a bit more consistently. He took about a year gap from lifting. He used to lift a lot about a year ago, make a lot of videos on it. So now that he's back in the gym, I am very confident he will get strong.
Sam Sulek is known for his monster's back, and just the girth alone is something to gawk at.
There's a homosexual joke in there, but it's too easy. I'm going to ignore it.
The very first thing he likes to do on his back day is some heavy rows after his warm-up, and I completely agree with this one as it's one of my favorites as well.
Why is he always so sus? Like, why is his head doing this when he's rowing? I don't understand. Very good choice though, exercise selection. He is using a full range of motion. He's leaning forward a bit to get that stretch in the lats. So I'm not gonna lie, his form's pretty decent. He's probably using a tiny bit too much body English. When you lift, you wanna lift with control. That doesn't mean staying perfectly still like a robot, but what it does mean is that, for example, in your lat pull downs, if you lean back a little bit to make the concentric slightly easier so you can overload the eccentric a tiny bit better, what you wanna do is lean back with control while you pull down. Not just, but with control. In terms of tempo, as long as you're controlling the weight at all times, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do a 195-second eccentric for it to count.
And once you start feeling that blood flow, the second thing we're gonna do is some wide grip pull downs, as these are great for getting those shoulders working harder than last time.
I guess it would work your rear delts a tiny bit. That's a lat exercise.
And lastly, we're gonna do some push downs here, as he's heavily known for targeting these rear delts like crazy. I could really feel the presence of Sam tearing up my backside here to finish me off.
Push downs targeting rear delts. Oh. Bro, your rage bait is so believable. He needs to be more like JacksFit. JacksFit's whole account is basically rage bait at this point. Like, we all know he's not training consistently anymore, but he still acts like he's trying and genuinely seems like he is. Because he's still so genuine with his content, even though he's not eating like he should be or not training like he should be, it makes his channel being rage bait far more entertaining, I guess. When you just straight up say things that are wrong, like a tricep push down which only hits your triceps, targeting the back of your shoulder somehow, it doesn't make the rage bait as enjoyable.
I understand.
Shut up, Siri! My watch started recording what I was saying. Look at it. It's recording right now. You can literally see Siri. I've had entire conversations recorded by Siri. It's very creepy. What was I saying? Oh yeah, rage bait in the intros and in your thumbnails on YouTube videos. But throughout the video, try and make some genuine content. But anyway, that is the end of today's video right here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe for more gym content. But for now, I want to thank you all very much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.
Using the ball instead of going straight into squats is a great way to do this.
What are you doing bouncing on another man's balls, Kaya Mins?
And gradually increasing weight without the feel-safe after.
The Naruto run! The Naruto run! That was Kaya Mince's first gym video. He already knew to start off his Instagram account with rage bait. So let's look at some of his newer rage bait to see if he's gotten any better or worse at training and what we can learn from it.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is known by most as the greatest lifter of all time, specifically for his massive arms, so of course I have to try out his arm routine. 5 sets of each exercise shown is specifically for his massive arms.
And do you know what else is massive? Low taper fade. You know what's crazy is that low taper fade like meme is, dude, it is still massive. Yeah.
5 sets of each exercise shown is far more volume than I'm used to, which
Don't do that. A lot of people have been trending towards super low volumes where you do like 1 set and you go my fragile, weak body can't handle anymore. The fatigue. The fatigue is too much. And then you have personal trainers, and I have friends who have been given training programs by their friends who are personal trainers, and it's like 5 sets of dumbbell front raises, 5 sets of cable front raises, 5 sets of plate front raises. Shut the up. A moderate amount of volume, enough volume to get a high stimulus, but not too much volume that you can't recover is key.
is making me consider upping my intensity in normal sessions. This is truly a great example of how much work and dedication it takes to get a physique like Arnold.
He's always been onco like this on purpose because he actually knows what he's doing. Kaya Mins is playing 4th dimensional chess with the Instagram and TikTok algorithms. He knows that if he makes himself look a little bit weird, a little bit dodgy in his lifts, you're gonna comment, you're gonna give him engagement, and you are going to make him famous.
As the difference between bench and Smith is just a little bit of stability. And on top of that, mine is pretty much the same as a normal bench because it moves around freely as opposed to being stuck in place.
Yeah, what's the point of it then? What's the point? What's the point of this 3D Smith machine? If the Smith machine moves freely, it becomes exactly the same as a free weight barbell. And the only difference is if you fail the barbell and the barbell's sitting on your chest and you don't have a spotter, you can't do what you can normally do and just tip the weight off of you. With this one, if you get stuck, you're f***ing dead.
Mine is pretty much the same as a normal bench because it moves around freely as opposed to being stuck in place. Bench is one of those movements
Bro got the anti-spotter. The spotter is pushing the barbell down as he's pressing it. He's actively trying to kill him. You do barbell bench for the sole reason of increasing your ego so you can compare yourself to girls half your size. That's what masculinity is. Being better than people who weigh half as much as you and have 10 times less tests. That's true toxic masculinity right there.
Smith machine squats are crazy. People are quick to hate on the Smith machine squat until they hear that it's Chris Bumstead's favorite exercise. And for plenty of good reasons.
The form is clearly rage bait. If you find that your knees are like collapsing in on themselves like a black hole, that's usually because you're using too much weight. Try and drive your knees outwards and keep them there instead of having them do this.
He's gone on record to say that the extra added stability feels really good when taking on the heaviest load he can handle all at once.
He's not wrong. Now, again, because the barbell moves freely here, he is receiving none of the benefits of the Smith machine. But what he's saying here, the video itself is dumb, but what he's saying here is completely correct. The Smith machine provides a lot of extra stability. I personally don't find it very comfortable. If you find it comfortable, do it because it's a very good exercise.
How are his legs so small but calves so big?
My small calves will plague me for all of eternity, but seriously, who cares about your calf size?
How are his legs so small but calves so big?
I've never once looked at someone's calves ever and been like, damn, they're small. Who gives a shit? They add nothing to your physique. I don't understand guys' obsession with calves because no girl gives a shit. It's just dudes.
But I'll give you a little tip. When I do calves, I always stand instead of sitting to get the deepest stretch possible, as it's particularly important with calves.
The reason you do calf raises standing is because there's two muscles in the calf, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. Mitochondria's unique ability to blah blah blah. You don't actually care about the reason why. Point is, when you bend your leg, you're not working the gastroc, which is the big muscle in the calf. You're only working the soleus. When you have a straight leg, you work both very well, which is why seated calf raises are probably a waste of time. Adding a clapping sound effect, 1 out of 10 rage bait, my guy.
Instead of sitting to get the deepest stretch possible.
I didn't even notice the clapping sound effect until the comments section. That's absolutely crazy. But anyway, Kaya Menz has gone a lot better with his training. Wish him the best of luck, but I am very busy. I have to go to my calculus lecture. So thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I have motivation to make these videos while doing full-time uni. And I'll see you later in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.